first of the eggs to go in are the ones from Morgan Gold. So I'm going to set these up here, and I marked the two sides for Morgan's. I marked them M for Morgan, G for Gold. Thought that would be funny. So I'm going to go ahead and set these eggs in there. And then we're going to fill the incubator with the rest of the way with our eggs from our ducks. Put all this in here. Why not? Ducks set on a cluster of eggs and they're all close together, so let's mimic nature. So we'll just go ahead and start putting all these eggs in here. And just set them up the way ducks would incubate them. I don't think we have enough eggs in here. I think we could fit more eggs in here. Alright, okay, so all of them are set. All of my eggs have the X up. All of Morgan's eggs have the M up. And that helps me track which eggs I've turned and which eggs I have not turned. So we're going to go ahead and get the lid back on now. Make sure that the thermometer is sitting on top in the center. And boom. So it is day 7 and I'm really excited to see just how they've been doing. You'll notice that I had laid the eggs out on their sides, no egg turner. And the reason why I did this is because the egg turner that I normally use, I actually have it right here. The egg turner design, this conventional, there are some different ones, but the way they work is they have these trays, and the trays will just go like this, and that is their way of turning the eggs. Now, for chicken eggs, that's perfect, but for duck eggs need to be turned fully. So that's the first problem with these types of egg turners, is that the duck eggs are not truly fully being turned. The other problem with these is that the size comparison between chicken eggs and duck eggs are a lot bigger than chicken eggs. So when you've got much bigger eggs being sustained up in the air by these trays, the top of the egg is closer to the heat source. So the temperature difference between the top of the egg and the bottom of the egg is just, it's a huge difference. And so I've read that can actually affect the hatch rate. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and turn these by hand. So the suggested amount of times that you turn the eggs is 3 to 5 times, or even as high as 7 times. But the biggest thing is that you want to do an odd number of turns so that when the eggs rest for the night, they're always resting on a new side. So I'm turning my eggs 5 times a day. With that in mind, let's go ahead and open these up and check and see how they did. Today is day 7, and so we are going to go ahead and candle the eggs to see which ones took, which ones didn't, and just see how they did. I'm excited to see how many eggs took, because I've got a lot of eggs in here, but I'm hoping that a lot of them took. So this is kind of a non-professional way of doing it, but I just use the flashlight on my phone. And so basically we're going to go ahead and lift. And it's time for me to turn them as well, so I'm just going to check them and turn them as I put them back in if they took. Now if they didn't take, I really should take them out, but I feel like I should just leave them in. So let's start with the first one. Yeah. Look at that. So you see this, let's see if we can find the embryo. There it is. So you see that little mass right there? That is a duckling forming. Alright, so this one's going to go in and we're going to turn it now. And I'm going to go ahead and speed through checking. See, this one's also got some developmental activity. See how there's a light side and a dark side, so I am hoping that means there's some activity in there, so we're gonna put this one in too. Alright, so stopping here, see this? So we can see the yolk, but it is mostly light. So I believe that this one would be considered a dud. So I'm going to leave it in there just to see if anything forms, but it does not look favorable. So we'll leave this one in there and see what happens. Then I'm going to go ahead and mark it that this is a potential dud. Alright, so that is all of my eggs, so now we're going to check Morgan's eggs and see how they did. Ah, that is favorable. So this is a tinted egg, so I believe this is a Cayuga cross. You can kind of see some of the tinting here, but that solid mass in there is a good sign. Alright. So far, day 7, they're doing pretty good. I had a total of, I believe, 39 eggs. And at first we were doing really good with a lot of them taking. And then all of a sudden there was a big batch of them that looked like they were potential duds. They might just be delayed. There is still a possibility that they could develop and form, but there is also a possibility that they could be duds. And this could be a number of factors. What was really weird, because I believe I had a total of 10 dud eggs out of my 39, not including Morgan's. But what was weird was it started out as maybe 2, 3, 4, and then all of a sudden 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in a row duds. So it could be that was just purely coincidence, and the few duds that just weren't fertilized happened to get together whenever I placed them. It could be that there's an issue with my incubator in that spot, that maybe the temperature is just not right. There's so many factors that could affect why those eggs did not take and that they just didn't develop. It looks like there was some action. I don't know if there is some development that had happened or if that was the yolks that I could see. I labeled mine. I labeled any of the eggs actually that I believed were potential duds as duds, and I'll keep an eye on them. I believe I got to check on them again and candle them closer to the end, and on lockdown if they're still looking the same, the ones that I labeled as duds, I'll remove them and dispose of them. Morgan's eggs are doing really awesome. I believe there was only one dud, if my memory serves me correct, out of his batch of 11. So 10 of Morgan's eggs have made it on to day 7, and hopefully they continue on. The next update will be on day 25, whenever we go on lockdown and we wait for the ducklings to hatch. So it's day 25, and that's exciting because that means it's lockdown day. And that means that we are going to basically set the eggs to sit and wait for the the ducklings to actually hatch. So I'm used to hatching chicks. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this lid. Actually, shoot, I need to get a rag. All right, okay, I'm back. I got my rag. So basically this is I've dampened this rag, and the purpose of that is to lay it down in the base of the tray for the duck eggs to rest on. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna remove all the eggs out so I can lay this in. Alright, so now that I've got it out, we're gonna go ahead, there's still quite a bit of water in the tray, so that's fine, I don't think I need to add any. And we're gonna go ahead and lay this in the bottom. And at the same time as I'm putting the eggs back in, I'm gonna go ahead and candle them again to see if, because we did have some potential duds, to see if we have any duds. So this one's pretty solid, so that's gonna go in. All right, so we'll go ahead and get this lid back on. We'll see what the humidity is at and then adjust it from there. Now for the last set of days, we are going to drop the temperature down 1 degree.
we go. So we're gonna set it down to 98.5 because we had set it originally to 99.5 during the period. So it's gonna start registering its temperature. It's going kind of crazy right now. So because we want the humidity extra high during the hatching period, we're gonna go ahead and add some more water to it. It's not saying that the humidity is as high as I want it, even though I put the damp rag in there. You want, for the last, from day 25 to day 28, you want the temperature at 98.5 and the humidity between 75 and 85%. So I'm gonna go ahead and add more water. And I went ahead, because my thermometer is acting a little wonky, suddenly I added a additional one. Just a manual thermometer just to make sure things are right. So I can see and double check. It's day 28 and we started to have some pips yesterday actually, and then overnight we've had 2 ducklings hatch. We had a third one almost hatch, but it had pipped, made a hole in it for its beak, and at some point in the night I guess got stuck. I think it was our first one to pip, and I didn't want to intervene because I didn't want to open the brooder. The incubator. I'm trying to not open the incubator unnecessarily, just to keep that humidity and temperature regulated for the other eggs that are still in the process of hatching. But unfortunately, at some point, I guess it got stuck and it ended up passing away. But at some point in the night, I guess it got stuck. I don't know what happened. Maybe it just didn't fully develop. But it gave up and it ended up passing away before it could fully hatch, which I guess can happen. I think that's kind of a sign that they were weak for some reason. Maybe something happened in development. I don't know, but this can happen. And like I said, I try not to intervene if I can help it. It's kind of a gamble sometimes whenever you try to assist a hatch. So unfortunately, we did lose one. But we have another duckling that's actually in the process of hatching right now. But oh my gosh, they're so cute. We're gonna go ahead and get these 2 set up in the brooder so they can finish drying off. Look at how tiny they are. Let's go ahead and
guys
this
are
down.
so cute.
Make sure they got plenty of warmth. Yeah, it's pretty warm here.
This one likes me. This one's the smallest one. It must have been the latest one that hatched.
I'll let these guys relax for a bit.
Latest means.
Just to give you guys some perspective, they are so tiny. Look at them next to my hand. Like this one. Sweetheart, I think this is the oldest one. Look at how small it is in my hand. Hi, sweetheart. There you go. Lulu, are those feather babies in there? Lulu's always excited for new babies. Oh, look at them, you're okay. What are you doing? So we have a duckling that just hatched, and I actually stepped in and did an assisting because I noticed that where it had pipped and it had formed the hole in the hole in the shell that it was breaking out of, I noticed that its beak, it had a beak injury, which I was kind of like concerned about. So I'm actually about to take it out. I let it kind of rest for a minute to try and let it finish separating from the eggshell, but I'm actually about to take it out.
So I set it up inside a bucket under the heat lamp. The other two are doing great. Hopefully it makes it come back. I'm going to let it rest and dry off a little bit and get plenty warm and let that umbilical cord detach. And then try and see what we can do for it. I noticed that its eyes compared to the other ducklings it's smaller. So I don't know if maybe it has a deformity. But we'll see.
So I don't know what happened with that duckling, or what happened with the duckling that didn't complete the hatch. I'm not sure exactly why that happened, because the humidity right now, the humidity is up to 88%. So I don't think that the humidity is too low. I think there's plenty of humidity and it's helping them. I mean, the first two ducklings hatched fine, no issue, thankfully. But I'm currently monitoring the rest of the eggs. I've got, I think, 2 or 3 eggs actively hatching right now, and then I think I've got 2 or 3 more eggs pipping now. So, that's the, I can hear them chirping right now. So we'll see. I'm just gonna hopefully the rest of them hatch and are healthy. One of the eggs that is pipped is Morgan's, so I'm eager to see Morgan's duckling hatch. That's exciting. Let's see. So it's day 31, and as of right now, we had, before today, we had 4 of the eggs from our Buff Orpington ducklings, from our breeding flock of Buff Orpington ducks. And so we've been waiting for Morgan's eggs to hatch, and we had 1 pip. Well, yesterday we had a second 1 pip, and so now we've got 2 ducklings hatched, and now there's a 3rd of his eggs that has pipped. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get out the 2 ducklings that have pipped, and I think one of them is a Cayuga or a Cayuga cross. All right, Leon, come here. Ready? Hi, little ones. Oh yeah, really dark. Look at them. Hi, sweethearts. It's really dark. That one's gotta be a Cayuga. Oh, you got something stuck on your head. So, let's go ahead.
It's a piece of the eggshell.
Yeah, it's a piece of the eggshell.
I want to hold the black one.
So this one is a Khaki Campbell. Here, buddy, hold this one. Can you take it? This one's a Khaki Campbell.
I want to hold the
Hold
black
on, hold on.
one.
Hold on.
I want to hold the black one.
Alright, and then this one, I believe, is a Cayuga. Well, most likely a Cayuga crossed with a Khaki Campbell. There you go. Alright, you got him, buddy?
Yep.
Alright, we're going to take those to the brooder, and then we've got another one. This one right here, I think, I saw one that was pipped. So we're going to go ahead and let those finish out. No, that one's, oh, is that one pipped? I don't know. We're going to let them, we're going to let them rest. So let's go ahead and take those over to the incubator.
Why are you screaming at me?
Hi, sweethearts. Oh yeah, this one's definitely a Khaki Campbell. Okay, this one's the Khaki Campbell, and this one is looking pretty black. Look at you guys. You're so cute. Oh, hi. 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 So our 4 that hatched are doing really well. We had one of the ducklings. Let me try and show you guys. So one of the ducklings had damage to its beak. Do you see that? When it hatched, the beak was damaged, and it actually had its head was kind of swollen, but its head's looking more normal now. So thankfully, it's recovering and doing good, and its beak is healing. It's not. We're not worried about it. Oh, let me get your little foot. You keep stretching it out. There, oh. There you go. You're doing good. You're doing good. Yes, there's a good baby. Yeah, so they are the 4 that hatched a couple days ago are doing great, and now we have 6. Hi, sweethearts. Oh, you guys are so cute. We're gonna put you guys in the heat. Put you guys in the warmth. Get you guys all dried out. Hi. Oh, Bane. Bane, can you just not even with the feather babies? He's like laid down. What? What, Bane? Oh man, here comes Lulu. They all want to be part of this. Hi. Oh my goodness, they're so cute.
Oh, this is the little special guy.
Yes, this is our little special guy. Look at how good the swelling's looking on his head. He almost looks normal, yeah. Hi.
A new one. Oh, you're still a little wet.
Hi, I see you. Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, you did the good stuff.
This one over here is like totally intrigued by me. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, handling. I think this one likes us because it's always showing interest in me whenever we come over. Whoops. Hi. Hi. You're a good girl, Lulu. Good girl. What are you doing? Lulu. Oh. Hi. What are you doing? Did you find the tripod? Hi. Oh, you were just the most curious little. Oh! It's trying to climb in my lap. Come here, I'll help you. Oh, that's as high as you can climb, little one. Are you happy now? You're at the highest point? Good boy, Bane.
That's a good boy, Bane.
Don't flop. Don't flop.
It wants to explore.
It's a lap duck.
Explore.
It's a lap duck.
Come here. Come here.
Oh, here, leave that one alone. I think that one's trying to eat, buddy. Let it eat.
Oh.
Alright, let's go ahead and let them rest, okay? Hi, sweetheart. Hi.
It's okay.
Yes, hi, Magnolia.
What are you doing over here? Bane.
You want to cry?
Alright, Bane, go.
That's a good boy, Bane.
She's so big, Magnolia.
I know, isn't she? Oh my goodness.
Holy cow.
Oh, that one wants to go back, baby.
Come here.
Alright, this one seems totally content here with us. Oh, I just touched Bane's eye. Oh, Bane, that's a good boy. You're such a good, patient boy. See, why don't you put that one back? This one's really interested in being held by us. It's totally happy with being held by us. Isn't it cute? Oh, it's so cuddly.
This one's probably going to be the cuddliest duck we have.
Oh, it's totally happy. Oh,
Especially like
look at you finding your legs. Here, I'll bring the heat down, you guys. Plenty warm. Keep them nice and dry.
The heat's the
Look
warmest.
at
The heat's the
them.
warmest right here.
Hi, beautiful babies. So it's day 36 and there is no more activity. We managed to successfully hatch
2 of Morgan's duck eggs. Unfortunately, we had 1 hatch and it didn't do well. It was I don't know what happened. It was fine, and then all of a sudden it wasn't, and it ended up passing away. And then the other that pipped, I didn't see it pip, but it pipped, and it pipped at the wrong end of the egg. It pipped at the pointy end of the egg, and by the time I found it, it had already passed away, and I think that it drowned. And that can happen. That is, you want ducklings are supposed to pip at the round end where the air pocket is. And if they pip at the pointy end, then they aren't making it to that air pocket. And so they can suffocate, unfortunately. And unfortunately, I didn't catch it because I just didn't see it. But I had left the remainder of the eggs to see if we'd have any more hatched, and no more hatched. So we ended up managing to get 4 of our buff ducklings to hatch, and 1 Khaki Campbell from Morgan and 1 Cayuga from Morgan. So let's go check them out.
Here are the little quackies. Hi, babies. Yeah. Oh, look at you guys. You guys doing good in there? Yes. So here they are. So we've got the 4 buff ducklings. And then right there is the little Khaki Campbell, and then here's the little Cayuga. And they are doing really good. Even the one, come here little one, I know. This is the one with the odd beak injury from during hatching. It's doing great. It looks like a normal duckling aside from the injury, and it's healing up good. And the rest of them are doing great. Hi, little ones. Hi. Are you looking at me? I saw you. What are you doing? Hi, puppies. Oh, hi. You going to talk to me? Are you the one that likes us, kind of? Maybe? Haven't decided yet? Hi. Are you curious? What are you doing in there? You guys are so cute. Hi. Hi. You're the most curious of the bunch. Hi. Hi. Are you okay with me? Are we okay? No? Will you come up to my hand? Hi. You're the one who climbed up in my lap, I could tell. There you go. You see my color on my fingers? There you go, guys. See, I'm safe. I'm okay. You're okay. Just gonna pet you. There you go. There you go. See, I'm safe. Oh, he's letting me pet him. Hi. Oh, is that enough? So they are doing great. The 4 buffs are actually lined up to go to their new homes. So we decided to keep the Khaki Campbell and Cayuga for ourselves. We love the Cayuga breed. They're so pretty. They kind of have that like bluish green beetle tint to them, and they lay the gray and black tinted eggs. And so we're gonna keep the little Cayuga, and then the Khaki Campbell is just too cute. And we can't just keep 1 duckling. We gotta keep 2. So we'll be adding them to the flock, and yeah, they're so cute. I love ducklings. So next experiment we're gonna do is we're gonna try and see if we can get the buff mama ducks to sit on some eggs. I'm currently letting those collect up, and we'll do a video on that as well. So hopefully we get some more ducklings, and we'll see if we can get a better hatch rate, because that was not a very good percentage. This was hard, and I mean it is hard. I've read where people say that you can expect to get like maybe 30 to 50% hatch rate from incubating duck eggs. And obviously I don't have a good turner for duck eggs. I only have a turner for chicken eggs. So that makes it hard because now you're adding in human error because I'm having to open up that incubator and turn the eggs manually 5 to 7 times a day. And so I think it would have been better if I would have had a proper turner. And then of course this incubator is also old, and there were some periods where the humidity and the temperature were acting really crazy, like very erratic and just changing constantly. So that could have been also an issue as well. So we will see about that. But I think that was that. I think that was the biggest problem with incubating was just my error on turning the eggs and not doing it perfectly, so to speak. So I think if I get a different incubator, get a proper egg turner, and I'm gonna try again and see if I can have a better success at hatching duck eggs. And we'll see. They're so cute.